Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode in Hearts of Iron 4, where we are playing as the Greater Japanese Empire. In this Greater Japanese Empire, we have quite a large force. Quite a large force indeed. Far from the largest, though. We're supporting one side, the weaker side, against the masses of Europe. And it's not going terribly, but it's not going well either. Last episode, we just crushed United Cantons, which is basically just the Alps. We crushed those guys. Currently, we're just doing the best that we can to just cut off and punish the enemy for bothering us. Why? It seems like everybody that's doing any type of bombing mission is just having a miserable time doing so. Let's go ahead and unpause real quick. So yeah, we're trying to provide a lot of air cover and destroy the enemies. We have a fair number of factors, most of them from things like trade and selling guns. We sell a lot of our equipment. It's kind of what we do. We are just really a black arms dealer. That's what we are, a glorified arms dealer. Light tank. We do have export equipment. We might not want to put out 50s Mark 1 until we get 1060s Mark 1. Put out all these tanks. They are indeed export tanks, so it should be fine. I just realized something else. Let's make sure that my tank crews aren't using the export models, because that would be kind of embarrassing. Indeed. Okay. Great. Awesome. Amazing. Wonderful. Then you can go right model. Yeah, we're trying to have all these guys do a good job here. Looks like they're not doing it very well. Northern France is going very well. So what it looks like is that because we're losing, well, our allies are losing planes, it means that we're losing the ability to put as many planes out here. Which is a little unfortunate, but it's fine. What's going on in Singapore? We do have a fair number of Kikas. Look at that. A bunch of planes that we're trying to replace. A bunch of planes that we're trying to replace. That's what's going on with these guys right here. Let's split them up some. Jeez Louise. Yeah, we have over 2,000 planes on that one place. So we can afford to split these guys up a little bit. All of our ships are going to be way more effective. I don't think anybody else actually has anything near capital battleships, but that's fine for me. We should currently be undermining Burma. Giving their people wonderful ideas. There's a nation called liberalism. It is Turkey. I think that's an inside joke. Like a history joke or something. Yeah, that's right. The Iberian Federation and the French. Like I said, we're war profiteering. We're black arms dealers, okay? We're probably not the good guys here. Just saying. Proof is that we're selling to Burma, as we are literally trying to uproot their entire nation. We're selling to the Iberian Union, Abyssinia, who's trying to get the rest of those tanks. We're selling to... Where is France? There they go. Yep, and then we're also selling to France. In case you didn't know, this is the Every State Independent mod, so every state was independent, and then they conquer a few states around them to try and create bigger nations like France, Aquitania, and whatnot. Well, like, all of Europe has unified, more or less, in one giant coalition to end this one war. And they only got one thing left, and it's basically just me. Aquitania is buying tanks from me. France is buying tanks from me. They've bought a lot of tanks already. I'm not too sure how they can support all of it, but... This is the world we live in. Yes, these are modern battle tanks. Yes, we have equipment that is like years ahead of time. Nobody else has fist cheese artillery. There are a fair number of people with assault rifles. The thing is these assault rifles don't work that well. As far as no. They don't work that well against tanks. I'll say that. It's just kind of crazy. The British Empire was fighting the Scottish, but they won against the Scots. What is this? Oh, the Nordic Islands. They somehow didn't murder their entire nation. I'm pretty sure right now that if they went down to like volunteer only, they'd only have like 300,000. So we're doing pretty good right now. My bad, it'd only be like 120,000. So yeah, we're doing pretty good for ourselves. We do have a new Persia Empire over here. Our goal is basically to unite places like Leningrad and all that. Because when we unite places like this, what are they selling? Hold on, what? Okay, I have to look at this nation. What are they selling that is like so darn good that like 5 people gotta flippin' get it? That's a lot to be flippin' sold. It's very concerning for us. The rest of the world, not so much. They're probably really happy to have anybody challenge them rather than having a full flippin' monopoly on the tank market right now. We do indeed have the monopoly on the tank market. Let me see. I'm gonna click this tilde because I like looking at them. Okay. Did some shenanigans over there. What's going on? Why can't I find the debug? F95. Click on it. Basic small airframe. Something's... We have a large Air Force industry, must be. We don't have a lot researched in there, though. From what I know. Yeah, it's just level 2. There's only one person I've seen with level 3 engines, and they only have advanced bombers. They don't have any advanced fighters, so I'm kind of screwed for now. We united Italy, and then Italy formed Greater Croatia because they had to conquer Croatia because they got dragged into this giant European World War. And we are profiting from both sides graciously. And everybody's buying tanks because, well, we are we're demonstrating the importance of having good tanks because we have some of the best tanks that you can get at all, like ever, anywhere in this world, anyways. So we're still waiting on that. Tank export. I'm going to there. We have few to sell. We do have a few little flippin' minions, more or less. I mean, we have some in Asia itself, quite a few. But by having a few minions, I mean people that we influence heavily everywhere else. So, influencing Abyssinia quite a bit, we're influencing Sudan quite a bit. Obviously, we're influencing this entire war, financing, like, everything. Taking loans from basically Iberia to go pay France's flippin' soldiers. We're doing some really shady stuff here in this game. It's okay, it's fine. These guys, they have tanks. We give them tanks. They're obsessed with medium tanks because we gave them volunteer medium tanks, and that's kind of how we just united their entire nation as of right now. It's all thanks to our tanks. So that's why they love us. Equipment. Greater correlation. I have a lot of market access to everybody and everything. Yep, they're buying tanks. Those are outdated tanks, and I'll show you. Very outdated tanks. They're buying M Tank 2. We have Chinus on sale. That would be a lot better for them. And then we have modern tanks. As a matter of fact, we have 1950s modern battle tank. So there's no reason to really not have tanks. We are trying to convert the STA3s into STA4s. We're going to sell the STA3s, but the STA4s are just there until we can get, what's it even call it? The newer modern tanks out. So you can see we have a fair number of STA3s, STA4s, and we got STBs that are out. This is STBA because we have an upgraded dozer on it and something else. They haven't lost this war yet? My goodness, how many people have fallen for this war? Probably too many. Way too many on both sides. Cambodian Laotian war is bloody. Extremely bloody. I kind of want Laos to win, but I don't care too much if the communists win. None of them are actually helpful to us. This guy would be more helpful, but not the most helpful. Once they conquer this, they can actually form a nation called Indochina, so they don't have to worry about manpower too much. But with losing this number of manpower, they are going to have to worry about manpower a little bit. Let's be conservative with it. Mindful. Our tanks, by the way, our modern battle tanks, designed for defense. Your eyes do not deceive you. That is a max of 87%. 87%. Yeah. If you look at most of what they're buying like the Chinus, a bunch of different planes, but mostly Chinus and the Light Tank 3 Export Edition. And somebody's buying Cheetos. Ecuador is buying the Cheeto tanks. Interesting. I don't have many Cheetos left. I should probably stop them from buying my equipment if I'm going to fight them, but they don't buy that much of my equipment anyways. They're not getting it fast enough, so I'm not too worried about it. Nice, that artillery point. We have really advanced artillery. Really advanced artillery. Support equipment. Trucks and stuff. We got 50th Armored Guard now. What is this? How's it doing? Light tank exports. These are the actual tanks that we had, that we would use. We don't really need them anymore, so we're having them on the market. There should be actually marked up. Actually, we're like 2 leagues ahead of them, so we don't care about marking up the prices here. Yeah, these are like so old that we don't care about them that much. We're willing to lower the prices. Type 3 export. It's for the medium tanks. It's mostly same old, same old. With Chinu being normal. Cheetos should be cheap. Along with, yeah, these. So most of these tanks are cheap. We'll try this. $2,000. There we go. Selling a lot of these planes out, which is good. Unfortunately, people don't like each other, so this is causing issues. Right now, we're just waiting in France. The supply is not that great. We've learned by pushing into France, taking all this land, the number one issue has been supply the entire time. So we're just gonna sit back and chill out until we can overrun them, or we have this supply thing figured out. There we go. Good ship haul. I just like watching these. I like being able to see my equipment in other nations. Makes me feel accomplished. Alright. Alright. So let's see what's going on here. One of the orders finished or something. Most of these orders will finish sometime before 1970. What in the world? What a long-term plan, man. We only got 41 Chinus. Throwing all those on the market. All these on the market. Again, we're waiting till we get 1,000 of these to even think about putting the 50s on the market. Got plenty of rifles on the market. Interesting how we've actually captured some of this equipment. If I know anything about what's on the market, they already have plenty of good equipment. What do I have on here? And put a quick 1,000 of these. Okay, so these are indeed way more expensive. Wow, that's annoying. That is quite annoying indeed. Good thing I didn't go through the plains yet, otherwise I would have been absolutely annoyed. You got 3,000 of these out there. Alright. This is for when they unlock modern battle tanks. They're undoubtedly actually going to buy some of these. That's the purpose of having the mate. So we do have key 11s and stuff like that out and about. I don't think they're going to be very interested in the key 11s though. The key 11s are basically at the highest level that they're going to be at before we get advanced missiles here in a few years, in about 10 more years. Well, 9, 8-ish, actually. Doing the proper math. We got 100, 100-2s. Putting all those on the market. We're not putting any of the Kikas on the market. The N2K2 seems to be a popular one to be bought up. Yeah, you can tell we're actually having some problems replacing airplanes and stuff because I did it again. Why must I do this? Well, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put 10,000 out there. We'll just do it one by one. No point in putting any more of the guns out there. Thousands of these. Plenty of trucks. We got 50's armored car. Put improved armored car at a reduced price because, well, we have plenty of trucks. Keep this at the same price. We're not really looking to get rid of trains. These are pretty expensive for what they are. But my oh my, do they have way better back to speed. Basically what happens is your units are supposed to become very fast. So if you watch Stayuki, your units are basically supposed to become Volvo Vrooms, and I think the fastest he ever got them was like 15 kilometers per hour or something like that. And your units are basically just naturally going to become that fast later on in the game. So now we gotta do tanks. So we'll just leave that at that. And just throw all of those in the market. It looks like most of our improved airframes and our advanced airframes have been bought up. It's really weird how they make basic airframes, so they're not willing to actually buy the basic airframes. They are willing to buy these, so let's go ahead and throw those in the market. I mean, one of the smart things that would be kind of smart to do for me would be to increase the cost of the planes so that people like don't buy them so that I can actually keep them, but I don't need to do all that. I already have 50 scout airframe. Not building any of this kind. Probably just gonna throw a quick 100 out here. Get a nice clean 200. There you go. And we do have new boats that we could technically be designing, but there's nothing important to really throw on there or design them with. We're trying to make better mechanized equipment. There's a ton of guns being made right now. Cut back on the guns being made. We don't really need them being made like that. This is fine. We do want a lot of rocket artillery, so we're going to keep on making that because there's a whole purpose for that rocket artillery being made. till we get assault rifles level 2. This is what that's gonna be. Actually, what we might do is go ahead and change it back to the Type 99 so we can convert all of this infantry equipment. And that should get rid of it relatively quickly into usable things. Of course, we're making plenty of tanks. And as I saw earlier, these tanks are using the most advanced mechanized equipment, the most advanced trucks. And like, this stuff is good, but when it comes to the tanks, the STA-4s are still kind of rare. STA-3s are trying to be phased out for the STA-Bs, but the STA-4 is basically just like a quick upgrade that you just send out your tanks for, or that your engineers can just get a kit and they can do right on the battlefield. That's basically what this is. I know there was real-life versions of that. And they do have their light tanks. Mind you, their light tanks are probably not good at all, especially not against modern tanks. Put 12 Swiss Armored Division. This is Calcutta. Right now they're just holding the line, making sure that France doesn't move. Still trying to decide what I want to do here. Because I don't want to have to fight all of these guys. Oh, that's interesting. These guys are going to be disappearing very soon. Spiritual state. That's interesting. Currently, they're not really buying anything. People are still trying to form their own nations and stuff. I wonder if they have trucks. They don't have trucks. That's why they're struggling with the supply over here. I would want to actually give them a single tank. That might help up here. I'm not too sure. I want a bunch of more puppets, and then I would like literally just annex them using the state transfer tool later on. Oh, we have an Empire division. But they can't get a single flippin' unit out. That's unfortunate. It's the people that can actually get a single division out. It's the challenge up here. Found out these guys are selling like what, planes? Somebody has like 5 people buying from them. And it's like planes or something. Oh wow. They only have access with like 3 people. Whoa. There's a bunch of people just trying to give these guys equipment. Not really doing too good at it. Somebody like really random too. What's Sudan doing? Nothing really. So because my threat has died down by a lot, people aren't too worried about me. These guys... Let's check up on them. Let's see what they're doing. It's really silly because I know that they could have won this war by now. For a fact. They have about 7, 8 divisions. 6, 7. And then there's one probably up here. You need to take these units and move them up here. Weirdos. Alright. You do have a Nagoya division right here. Or the Nagoya division, I should say. I do have a claim up here, so I could just like try to invade these guys real quick, which would be interesting. Depends. What type of navy do they have? Ooh, this would be a nice little test run for my navy. Alright, let's get them in position. A bunch of early cruisers in here. They're all the way on the other side of the world. We're not going to worry about those. We're no longer actually conducting anything over here. You can see how the submarines actually have a fairly good reach. Alright. Well, that has everything here shut down. I don't think they're going to get anywhere else. Strike force. We'll just have 2 patrolling out. 2 of these defending. Maybe a full 3 defending. This will be a secondary strike force. Where are you guys located right now? India. Can you guys, probably not there. It's only level 1. There you go. To Tohaku. It's gonna take you all a while, but it'll be fine. Do they even have an air force though? They don't. So we can actually just take our CAS units, throw them up over here. It's 12 air wings right here. Do we have any missiles that would reach there? We do. We're going to take 2 of these guys. Throw them back here. We're going to go ahead and take all of these. Throw them over here. I will hold back some of them. Wait a little bit longer. Okay. Keeping them fairly occupied. We are taking quite a few losses. We've lost over 1,000 planes, but if you look at their losses, you can see the difference. Now, it is fair to say, though, that you get what you pay for. There's a lot of different equipment. There we go. These only cost like 38. Yeah, they literally only cost like 38. Their planes that they're using, cost like 38 to 50. Sometimes just... These things are so interesting. D510s. Meanwhile, the planes that I produce are literally like 4 times more expensive, I should say. 4 times more expensive, but 8 times more... Yeah, 4 times more expensive, but 8 times more effective. We are losing a lot of bombers and support aircraft, but here's the thing that I find interesting. They don't have a lot of support aircraft. And their support aircraft is not useful. As you can see, they haven't bombed many troops. Their buildings are being leveled. Their trucks are disappearing. Trains are gone. It's mostly due to AA guns. Which, your issue with AA guns, usually if you're like noticing a lot of your planes are getting shot down by AA guns, should probably start using some, or making them more agile, because agility means you don't get hit. Air defense might help as well, because it means you can take more hits. Which is kind of weird to say, but that's what it means in this game. Imperial Federation buying some more of our medium tanks. Laos is buying our light tanks. That might help them out a lot. And Burma is, again, trying to buy more of our tanks. Did we free this guy yet? No? That'll happen soon? Okay. She's safe for now. A little scarred for life, but she's safe. Logistics Company 2, Signal Company 2. We do want to research all of these. Military police get suppression bonus. We don't really need that. Garrisons only take up a very small amount of our forces. We don't need to conserve manpower. Or the production, either. There's probably some recon. And then dashing, because this saves... Well, it would also save XP. That's what we would really want. We would want to keep veterans. We wouldn't care about literally anything else. I would also put in maintenance companies later, though. Get armored trains. Are you worried about fuel? See, here's the weirdest part. We're not worried about fuel usage at all. We are worried about supply usage. Those are two different things. Fuel we can, like, literally stock up and keep anywhere we want. Supplies must be shared on the battlefield. And that stresses a lot of this stuff out. Let's try to get all of this out. We can freely use trucks wherever we want, whereas the enemy needs to be a lot more careful about it. We're waiting for the trucks to get delivered. I'll go ahead and I'll knock out France. Advanced Scout Airframe. Okay. People buying our spy planes. It's really useful for us. So right now, just the presence of our troops are like preventing a lot of stuff from happening. Because I am planning on invading this part of Manchuria, I'll probably keep Vladivostok and them as puppets. Although these are core states. They're legitimate core states, so I might just keep them for myself. It would mean that I literally don't need to trade for any of these anymore at all. Producing a boatload of this, but we're also using a boatload. Rubber we should never ever need. It looks like 300 or so of this rubber is actually produced by buildings. And then aluminum. Tons of aluminum. So yeah. I'm really tempted to push with all of these tanks. Because once we leave, they're gonna start losing again. So we'll just have one little push. Changsha will hold that line. Probably have you guys go to Leo. And we'll have Lahore hold that, and then you guys go move to there. we'll see how that works. There we go. You're literally supposed to move like that. There we go. What happened? Why are they allowed to exist in onions? No, I mean. You should literally have destroyed what was left of them. There we go. So we're pushing just enough. Oh, well, hello there, bud. I didn't realize that that had worked the way I wanted it to. Shutting down the airports is actually going to be very useful to us. These aren't useful to us at all. Let's check anything electrical. 1,200 days. It's like 4 years to get something 8 years ahead of time, which isn't actually too bad at all. Take 2 years to research something. Like 2 years ahead of time. Yeah, this is actually viable, surprisingly. We're selling to the British, who also want our scout planes. That's typical. The Brits always want our scout planes. Let's check our production of planes. J-50s. Our Zumas are needed a lot, though. You can go ahead and amp up the production of planes. And you'll notice where's those bombers? Yeah. We want these. Is this the most advanced that we can throw out? It's actually not. I'm just now realizing that. Destroying the entirety of their nation. It's not the most advanced that we can actually build them at. This is 100 thrust. It means that their speed is amazing. Range is also amazing. Their agility is pretty nice. It's very nice for a bomber anyways. If you want an agility bomber, we can throw only 3 of these on there. And then give them all these different sights. The sights give them a bit of just base strategic bombing. But they also give things like surface detection, sub detection. Night penalty reduction is a big one. So normal bomb sites, they just give them strat bombing, like normal strat bombing. And then they evolve into something bigger. Something better. The bomb sites evolve into like cameras or something. We can try and throw on some more bomb bays. Throw on some self-sealing fuel tanks. For some amazing air defense. A little bit of agility. 29. 23. For double the air attack. Okay. Now, something that is debatable, the thing that we're debating on doing, is making it just as effective as the other bomber that we have in the sky right now. But it would mean that it has like no agility at all. Never mind. Okay, I thought I made a bomber that actually had like 4 bombs on it. So once we get even... That would probably help, wouldn't it? Having the very much better jet engines mean that it has amazing agility, amazing weight. Let's go ahead and throw on those extra bombs, because dang, it would actually have like no agility. Still no agility. I mean, it would still be better than our other older airframe, but I think we can wait until the next airframe for anything like that. Perhaps we want to throw on... There we go. So they can only use 1? No, they can use 2. So this means it has 0 agility when it's fighting boats. But it can actually fight boats now. We'll keep the torpedo on there, just cause. '50's large airframe. Yeah, that does take quite a bit of aluminum, doesn't it? Quite a bit of it. Oof. If Pacific flipping Empire shuts down their trade, we're gonna be screwed. We can buy a couple from these guys. There we go. Aerial superiority, what are you doing? No. I'm going to level them with your Zumas. Is there anything we can do for the Zuma? Oh, we already have Zuma 2, that's what we're doing. Alright, everything's almost in order. Now we're probably gonna lose quite a few submarines from this, but it should be fine. I'm sorry, excuse me, what? Why? Why are you doing something so silly? Why are you editing what I'm already telling you to do? Just keep it at the normal thing. And stop the nonsense. What are you flipping doing? Yeah, these are all level 3. Always engage. Always engage because we're not scared of losing any boats. Go repair. 2, 3, 4, 5. Go here. 2, 3, 4. Here. Take a light cruise man. Get into this. All of these different submarines. There we go. 1950 sub, Mark 8. The R2. On his radar, which means basically what radar does is it means they can detect ships better. Snorkels also allow you to get detection later on. That's why they become way better later on. Okay, 7 and 2, 18 and 8. Yeah, I think radar is still going to be way better than snorkels for a long time. Enabling it to recharge its batteries without exposing itself to attack by surfacing. Improvements to the design reduce the problems when the main engines in heavy seas to reduce the probability of the snorkel being detected on radar. Nice. So it actually makes it very invisible. 1950s snorkel probably has a little bit of sonar or radar in there. Yeah. So these things can actually attack other submarines. R3 variant. Yep. Which one did I just... Yeah, the R2. Refitting into what? And the R3. It's gonna look like that as well. Okay. Radar, killer. We're gonna do is we're gonna head into these. Alright, they already have the best torpedoes that they can have with the best engine. And the engines make them faster. What I know, yeah, they make them faster. I think they don't do anything to reliability. They make them use more fuel. But the newest sub-engines actually try to be quiet, because that's what modern sub-engines do. They try to be quiet. So the main difference between the early, all the way up to like 1936, and I think even 1940 sub, it's mainly just the amount of health that they have. So you got these guys. It's literally just the amount of HP that they have. Actually, it's not outdated. It is outdated. The main difference is going to be the HP. So faster because the new torpedoes. Okay. But yeah, we have another new. Never mind. Okay. Well, we still don't want to declare this yet. What's going on with these guys? Help them out or something. I don't know. We captured a Burmese operative? Nice. Two new. I'm trying to buy the last few things of the N2K2 that are available to them. What? What? That is so annoying. All of that work. And they're both level 2. It's fine for now. For now, it's fine. So they pushed a little bit up, crushing the French. Octan volunteers need to be consolidated a bit more. Gonna probably have them swoop down into like Regensburg. That sounds good. First things first, let's grab that. Excuse you. Peasant uprising. Oh no. What? Okay, I guess. I don't know. Aren't the peasants already there? I'm confused now. Luxembourg, are you part of any of this? No. Luxembourg is just trying to chill. So I'm gonna have you guys push more or less in a straight line if you can to just cut through them. You guys are probably just going to go take Antwerpen. You guys are probably going to go try to take Liège. I kind of do want you stretching down to here. So I want you to go here. And then through the forest if you can. Desperately trying to stop us. You move that way. It's literally just infantry, so they should be having a wonderful time. Remember, these are defensive modern tanks, by the way. These aren't just I think France can no longer buy anything. They are buying something. Okay. Stuttgart. Now those guys doing all that. We're going to try to cut through Germany during this period right here, when I'm justifying a war goal to retake a horde state of North Sakhalin. We don't need the manpower. We really don't. I just don't like having these guys on my border anymore. I think we can pretty much level their state. Also, it'll be a nice naval and what you call it? Naval and air exercise, just to get them trained, you know. Alright, let's see. Move north. Widen that out a bit. Move through there. We're trying to get to Ulm. Make a pocket south of Ulm. And then try to cut this off over here. Got 7 divisions in the reserve there. We got 3 divisions in the reserve here. See, when these things are in the plains, the amount of flippin' breakthroughs they have is enough to overwhelm like 4 divisions. And the amount of soft attack that they have just wrecks everything. But it looks like they had a strong defensive line because we're not able to move very fast through here. They had enough meat units to just prevent us from doing anything, really. Going to Stuttgart. Even though it's kind of like these guys' jobs. cutting them off right around Yeah, we are still waiting on supplies. We did just move through here pretty quickly. There we go. Move that way. And now we've cut off this entire thing. To be fairly honest, just hold. Come down to the southern line. Come on down to the southern line. And those units are now gone. Getting rid of these French Marines right here. There goes that tile. Any chance they had of actual retreat is gone. We don't have many here. Is there any over here anymore? There's none over here. Because there's none over here, I'll go ahead and assign them right here. There's only a few over here. Madrid. Let's go ahead and have them do their job in here. Meanwhile, these ones that were there can go ahead and do that. Just have a quick 100 doing that. And it's still needed for some weird reason, but alright. Peter White. Wonderful. Peter, do me a favor. Boost propaganda. Lady, do me a favor. Boost up the intel network. Imperialist Civet. We don't even need these factories, to be fairly honest, and I'm pretty sure most of these are from trade. So we have good radars and friendly nations. Good, good. Air bases are sufficient. Infrastructure to get where we need to go is sufficient. We do have rockets. Let's try to get out a bit more energy. Wink, wink. Fuel silo. Fuel silo. Fuel silo. Fuel silo. These places are basically going to store up, I'm going to say like half of our fuel. I want a good amount. Looks like over here we're having a little bit of trouble defending or something. I'm not too sure. We have crushed any and all opposition over here. Move up through here. We're going to do that. Creating a line to here. I'm going to cut them off. Through there. Alright, perfect. That's there. These guys are really just there to make sure that they don't push like this. Plus 53%, coming out for a total of 6,000 defense. 6,000 defense. These guys aren't moving. It's how confident they become. Like, as soon as our modern tanks show up, nobody bothers to worry about defense or their flanks or anything. They're just like, you know what, we can just attack. Just attack. And push up into here if you can. Oh, they stopped attacking, never mind. I was gonna say, if they're going to... Why are we worried about the north all of it? I did not make it this high. Come on now. This is where all my flipping divisions went. I was like, why am I having such trouble? Hurry up, get over there. You want to condense their units. Jeez Louise. I haven't looked at my nation in a minute. Alright. Initiative. There we go. Come up from there too. Let's try to make sure that they don't move into the unit. We're trying to push out. What are you doing? Okay. Oh, there they go. No supplies. Just stay here real quick. We'll worry about this right here first. Oh, it doesn't oh. Okay. I see. It doesn't expire. We're gonna crush this little pocket because I've left pockets alone before and they become quite some trouble for the AI to keep a hold of. Oh, I literally said, alright, you guys got this little bridge right here, right? They're alone. They're alone holding this. And they don't care. They can't be moved. Yeah, we're gonna condense this down. Is there a unit over here? There should be. Where is... Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we will actually use that to our advantage a bit. I thought that was one province. Oh boy. Gone. Gone. Look how many units that they've lost. 4 million. 4 million. We are losing quite a bit of manpower, I am noticing. Mostly due to air forces, I'm certain of it. Yeah. Let's see here. Which one has the most units that can attack? There we go. These 3. Right here. Boom. Time to move in. Details. Worry about that later. $12 million. I'm not too sure who just took all those losses, but I think it would be pretty much just obvious, blatantly obvious that modern tanks. Oh wait, we didn't even wait for it to finish. These are all Nationalist Leningrad. $13 million. And a bunch more just went away from Nationalist Leningrad. And a few that were from France. And just doing that, we cut down the amount of units they had from probably like 2,000 to darn near nothing. Fortunately, we're going to have to leave here. Fortunately enough for our troops, we're going to have to leave here. 1944. We don't really need these. Fudge, which one do I want? Because we do want some good cruiser schemes. Let me make this. Rhineland Empire? Probably hurting, probably reeling from all of this. The Greater Croatian Empire, not too sure why they're having troubles. Yeah, you guys don't have supply here. You might want to leave. Okay. I'm not too sure what you could have. Fortress Buster or Scavenger. You finally got Mountaineer. That's actually amazing. Go ahead, click on this. Click this funny button here. we have two different things of naval combat. And immediately our Navy shows up. They lost 6 destroyers here. Only 1 destroyer. That's interesting. I'm pretty sure we, leveled the rest of them. Who's this? Excuse me? How does that work? Excavation again. Their supplies are now hurting. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't think they really have supplies anymore, to be fairly honest. Immediately bombed all of their buildings, all of their trains. I don't think they had trucks. I don't know if they can actually produce anything anymore, because all their factories are damaged. We lost convoys. Fair enough. I don't get how convoy escorts really work. So we'll see. We have lost quite a few early subs. Quite a few of them, actually. Which is actually kind of the plan. Using this as a naval exercise. Forces us to use a lot of our subs. Okay, there we go. Yeah, against our battleship, their destroyers can't do anything. Oh wow. Total cost 11,000 to their 41,000. Nice. Killing blow. You sure we didn't lose any submarines from that? There's level 1s. Now they have a couple level 4, level 3s. They definitely lost some. Oh yeah, we definitely lost quite a few. The only thing is that those level 4s aren't going to be destroyed at all. They're not even going to be detected. That's what's going on there. These guys are ruining their trucks, all of their buildings. And they don't have any more flippin' naval dockyards in use. And all of their military factories are effectively damaged and gone. We're going to keep going till they have 0 trucks. Effectively, what these cavalrymen are is just samurai. Like samurai families. And they're just camped at the border, watching the bombs go off, listening to everything just become chaos. And recon. Let's go ahead and use better military police real quick. We lost more early submarines. They lost 4 destroyers here. Wonder how many men we're actually losing in this. We've technically only lost 72 men. So those must be some really, really safe submarines. We have 42 factories. But, where is it? Nope, they're not available yet. Apparently they do have an air force here. So let's see, where's the... There we go. Let's do that. Oh, is that where they are? Go here. We know exactly where they are, exactly what they're doing, exactly where they're going. 5 destroyers. Are we just not losing the submarines or something? Like, what's actually happening here? We definitely have been losing submarines. $17. Most of them being subs. We're actually not we're not losing as many as I kind of hoped that we would. But that just goes to prove that it's important to actually modernize your equipment and not just use old equipment and revamp it. Now, we're probably not losing those submarines because they're bad. We're probably just losing them because they have really low health, so the minute they get hit, they just kind of get destroyed. Let's move up ever so slightly. This is really an Air Force operation, to be fairly honest. Interesting. They're trying to actually build an air force and react, which is kind of cute. It's funny. They don't have many planes to do that with. Oh, they also don't have the manpower to do that with either. There we go. You get to see the difference. 17 damaged factories. Alright. Move south. Let's put them out of their misery. Yeah, our flippin' destroyers are really good at finding and getting rid of subs. That's what happens if you actually... There we go. Infantry equipment. Improved artillery. They had only a couple more trains left. A bit of fuel. Towed anti-air. Huh. Great news. One of these. I could literally just create a puppet, but I have cores on it, so I'm not gonna bother. So yeah, I have cores on all of it. It's not even an issue. We don't care about destroying all of the factories and stuff because, well, we can repair all of this within a very short amount of time. After we get more energy to people, of course. People that are dangerous to me. Who's first danger? Oh my goodness, really? Are you kidding me? There you go. So now we don't need that one unit protecting there. It's actually probably, yeah, this guy. Going all the way across China to go to Burma. It's kind of funny. Laos pushed once more. That's interesting. Let's see if they can actually cover the whole front line. If not, we'll supplement it with light infantry. I think we do have just enough cav units to cover this whole thing. Oh my god. They literally only have one unit up here. You kidding me now? Alright. Hold. You. Keep doing your thing. You guys, go join them. It's interesting. They had quite the submarine force. And it was hurtful. A little bit. Not nearly as much as they got hurt from the looks of it. Considering the fact that all of our minor fleets are perfectly fine and okay. With some minor damage. It looks as if they were able to handle things properly. Yep. That's what I expected. Sounds about right. Able to decimate the enemy without much worry. Miramashi. Yeah. They're able to make short work of everything. Whoa. He must have been around forever. Got some free military factories we're not too worried about though. What are we worried about is reorganizing our Navy fleet. No. Submarine fleet. We didn't lose many, but we lost a number of our good boats. And a number of our good sailors. These are level 2. These are level 2. Level 3s with a single level 2. Level 2s go here, the rest of these level 3s go there. What the flip are you? Go. What are you doing? Stop that. No one asked you to do that. There. And these are indeed all level 1s. I have a slight feeling that we gained more level 1s than we... not really. Our net loss, I would say, would be about, it would be substantial. Net loss of about 10. Which might be useful, believe it or not. Upgrading and our very aging submarine fleet. What are these, all 1950s? Some 1944s. Level 4s and level 5s. This is a single level 3. Go down over here. We have cruiser hull. This is level 4. Are these all level 3s? No, technically speaking. What is this? Level 5. Level 3s. Level 2s. And we're able to actually sink a couple of ships, including rival submarines, interestingly enough. We seem to have just enough we have 4 generic S classes. We seem to have just enough to... Where are you guys stationed at? You're really stationed in the one place with a single port? Are you kidding me? Go here. Weirdos. Oh yeah. There we go. These are Mark 6s. Docked in console. Yeah, that's what happens when you actually have a good flipping port. Okay. Okay. Gonna go ahead and split them off into groups of 10. Still. Or 20. Groups of 20 wouldn't hurt too bad. We don't need 2 groups of 10, but that would be something that I would want to do. Since this is their reach, this is level 2's reach, this is level 3's reach, they can just barely pass the Suez Canal. Can't quite reach the rest of America yet. Can reach Alaska. These guys can actually threaten Pacific America's flipping trade lines. Fully encompass the Hawaiian Empire. They can comfortably reach Italy. And reach the Cape of Africa. Something that previous versions could not do. So it means literally we are almost worldwide with the level of ships that we can deploy. I'm trying to repair. Where are you repairing then? Same type of situation. Why? Just why? Go somewhere where you can actually be withheld at. Look at how fast this goes. I'm gonna scroll up. We can't even keep up with it. I might convert all of the level 3s into the radar versions. Although I'm not too sure. We'll go ahead, we'll split these off into groups of 20. Which means we're only going to have like a group and a half. These are supposed to be level 4s and level 5s. That's what that group is supposed to be. And the level 3s can all go somewhere else. We'll worry about that later. Right now we're just we're gonna take a bunch of light cruisers and throw them into some of these other ones. Hopefully that will increase the amount of flippin' escorting they can do, because they can't escort worth nothing, man. Worth nothing. Signal company. This one needs to be broken down into groups, but we'll worry about that after after this. We do have heavy ship hulls. Nobody's actually built a generic B class or anything like that, so let's take all of that naval experience. Do we really need 4 turrets? Probably want a battle cruiser rather than a full-on battleship. Speaking of which, we'd probably want to build some of the flippin' guns rather than anything else. Chinu. We only delivered 11 Chinus. It's more to sell. Plenty of different types of airframes that we have. We are indeed trying to update our entire Air Force from whatever it is into acceptable things. We didn't have a lot of RY. Oh, I keep on wondering how much I've built and how many have been produced and blah blah blah. This can tell you right here. This can tell you really quick how many have been produced. The J50, there's only 1,000 J50s. Whereas J51s, there's only 600 of them. It's only 900 Zuma 2s that were produced as well. It's probably why we had such a big issue. Where's the original Zuma? Zuma 1. Zuma. Where is the Zuma? There we go. Only 2,000 Zumas were produced. So yeah, after the Zumas and stuff, it went to R1Y2s. There's only 740 of those. And R1Y3. There's R1Y2. There's only 1,000 of those actually made. So yeah, our planes are actually, our jets are becoming a bit more rare as time goes on. Where are R1Y3s? I know they're a thing. We flippin' produced them after all. Q44, J50, Zuma, N2K2, K100. There we go. And it's only Y2. It's Y1, 1,500. There we go. 1,740. So the Y3 variant is the most produced variant, but Still not a lot of them. Whereas the Kika 2s, we actually produce a boatload of Kika 2s. There's 2,000 of them. It's like there's 2,200 Zumas. Not Zuma 2s, just Zumas. The Kika 2 should be up here. Oh, there's more Kikas. So we did produce a lot of Kika. Yeah. But Zuma 2s there's only about 1,000 of. So we can see, by going through what we use, is some J50s, but not a lot of them. As a matter of fact, we want to, let's do that right here. And we want to consolidate a fair number of them. Nope, this is what we want like 10 at a time. Yeah. So J50s, J51s, that's nice. Pretty nice indeed. 2,000 of them. This is where 1,000 can go. More J50s. It's okay. Kika 2s. Some of them have actually been destroyed. We'll have them go somewhere like Sumatra. And it doesn't take them long to actually go to some place like Sumatra. Yeah, you can see how fast they actually go there. Yeah, the J51s have incredible range. Versus something like the Kika 2, which this is still pretty good range, but it's like subcontinent level. Versus J51s actually have like continental level. Basically, Kika 2, that can handle, oh, that's what it is. It doesn't even have all of Kika 2 in there. There's some J50s in there though. Some J51s as well. Which are way better. 2,415. 2,415. 3,250. So yeah, it goes only to about 2,400, but so these ones that have J51s, they usually are pretty advanced. They have all J50s and stuff. But for some reason, we're still using Kikas. That's kind of dangerous, if you ask me. Pretty dangerous. Let's make sure everybody's in a good place. Yep, good. Alright. Now we have all of these, which are supposed to be the Zumas. For some reason, we're actually using okay, they're all the same. It's the best way to check to see if it's a multi-role or not, because if they're not multi-role, they won't be able to do these two missions. Just see the main level. So apparently a lot of them have N2K2s and N3K1s, and that's unfortunate because we're supposed to be selling those. Those are for sale. Those are not supposed to be combat use. But we still had some Zumas, so it should be good. Alright. Still is like 3,000 there. I don't know how. I don't know why. It's not even our air base. We got 24. Let's unselect a good number of them. Send them to Gujarat. Take the rest of these 9. Send them to Singapore. R1Y1s. R1Y1s are supposed to be the trainer plane at this point, but it seems as if they have become standard. Like one of the standard planes to actually use, because we don't have enough Azumas. With the advent of shell dies, we realize we could, you know, actually have good cannons. Singapore. We don't have many in the north because we don't really need that many to guard mainland Japan. You have to get through so much stuff just to get there. It doesn't make too much sense to try. Especially when we just have such a huge bomber fleet ready to go. Our bomber school will be over here in Routing, Liaotong. Most of them will be training. .45's close air support. We're producing 45's close air support, aren't we? No, we're not. We're producing 50's close air support. Why does everybody have 45's close? Never mind. I'm done. I'm done. Some of these have insane amounts of range. Comparable to our flippin' bomber wings, which is pretty crazy. I'd say the craziest thing is, it's like, these just have 3,000. These have, what, 4,000? Then you have, oh, I was gonna say, then you have these guys, but they don't actually have that much range. Medium airframe, 3,000. Oh, I know what's wrong with them. I know what's up. We don't have anything to extend their range. Because they already have a long range, so we don't need to extend their range. Which is fair enough. Which means our light aircraft are probably going to be able to outrange our medium aircraft, but not be able to outrange the very heavy aircraft. Which is almost a good thing, because we want our fighters to be able to support our bombers. Like, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to send your bombers behind or ahead of your fighters. Yep, and that's why, this is why I decided to support Aquitania and not the French. Because look, how did you do this? You've lost millions of soldiers. I mean, to be fair, Aquitania doesn't even have any manpower left. Whereas the French do. Only on service by requirement, though. That's probably why. Germans don't have any manpower left. Leveled their manpower pool. They don't have any trucks left. You can tell who got bombed and who did not. Because they only have a few trucks. Whereas these two have thousands of trucks, hundreds of planes, 100 trucks, 100 trains, a couple hundred trucks, a bit of fuel, bit of fuel, bit of fuel. What's going on with the division count? France is gaining divisions, so it's Germany. I think that's about it, though. Oh, yeah, you also have these guys. Anybody's bombing? No. Nobody's really strategic bombing or leveling their flippin' fields or anything like that. Speaking of selling stuff, I'm gonna go ahead. We're going to go through. We don't need any of that on the market. None of those are needed on the market. We don't need any of these on the market. There's always tanks to throw on the market here. 60s export. Go ahead, throw these on the market to be very expensive. Yeah, they're being sold for cheap. Level 2 production is being sold for cheap. Level 3 is still normal. Nobody's buying our modern tanks. That's probably a good thing. I don't know how many we have of these. So Kika's still using these, so that's one rule that we're going to try to have. Is that if we're using them in combat, we're not going to sell them. With probably the exception of the N2K2s. Which I'm actually going to pull off the market. And I'm pulling them off the market, not so that we don't sell them to the enemy, as much as we remove that one. I just realized something else. There we go. That's the stuff that we want on the market. Boop. You always want to make sure that you have updated airframes. M's, Kika 100, Key 100s. Are there any of those still in the market? Key 100s? Because we can literally just pull off. Just Key 100-1. Alright, Key 44s are still got on the market. Go ahead and see how much we can do that. Let's say 1,500. Just a good 1,500. How many of these do we have? Honestly, we're probably just going to put 2,000 on the market for these. How do I have J50s? Actually, no, wait. Yeah, that kind of checks out, having J50s. Although they should be getting thrown into the Air Force pretty soon. A6M5s? I just realized something. Did I make sure to update my Key 11s? Actually, what am I doing? I don't even have to bother with that. I can literally, well, never mind. I do have to bother with it. Okay, they are indeed advanced. Good. Let's check these two. Advanced up. Keep on clicking on the same one. There we go. Alright. Is no better engine other than level 5? I thought there was a level 6, but I might be wrong. There is! It's the next one that we get. This means that you're actually going to have the most dangerous planes. So we will be able to get a Key 11 upgrades. Probably call them something like a Key flippin' 27. Let me be right back. Alright, well, I'm back. I did design a quick little helicopter. By quick, I mean it's not quick at all. It's not quick at all. But, in exchange for speed, we have a bit more thrust, and thus more agility. Not too sure how useful that may or may not be. But as we can see here, they're losing in France. They are losing in France. The Germans and the Lithuanians are probably going to win. Why would you... What? Whose puppet are you? It's a colony. Seeing as these guys don't even exist anymore, I don't think Alpine deserves that. I don't think they deserved it at all. I think Imperialist Civet did what they could. Dude, these guys, they don't even have an army. They're producing stuff. They have a navy. A rather large one, too. Okay, but Civet has a larger navy. I don't like doing this a lot, but it just makes more sense. I don't like it when things don't make sense. So these guys, they're going through. Got a Holstein. They have a small air force, so yeah, they would just be completely annexed. Unfortunately, they're communists, so that would be the main issue here. And they have a bunch of volunteers, so they have no volunteers. That's their thing. They have 0 volunteers. Alright. Okay. They're sending off volunteers to a lot of different nations. Yeah. Mostly infantry volunteers, though. We're gonna go ahead and transfer that right on over. I'm gonna go ahead and actually look at and see if these guys can just go ahead and unify Sweden, because if they could, that'd be amazing. If they need states from the Nordic islands, I might just give it to them. Yeah, they don't even have an air force. It's one thing if it's like secretly a very strong country. Like I found out, oddly enough, that the nation that had this, like Iwo Jima, what were they called? The Mariana Federation? They were very strong. They had like 17 divisions. They had a huge fleet. And they purchasing? Or what are we purchasing in this case? Improved medium bombers, alright. And then the selling to Albania naval bombers. So if they're buying medium bombers, we don't even have any deployed. They did buy... I know these guys in particular, they did end up buying some other different types of planes. I don't remember what they were. Ile-de-France. Yeah, they are hurting. Everywhere they're hurting. You know? It looks like Aquitania doesn't even have an air force. Well, they do. They're just concentrating completely in Croatia. Super concentration is not the way to go right now, man. Even though that, your plans are way better than anything they can currently put out. And what's their navy like? 1936 destroyers, so they have been slightly upgrading them. But it's not upgrading the actual design. Like, it's kind of backwards. So getting the newest model submarine is what is, like, best for upgrading your submarines until a certain point. Which is actually right about now. But getting better modules is better than getting better ships. Like, getting better modules for your destroyers is way better than trying to research new destroyers. And they have not been doing that. So, yeah, they're going to get wrecked. In any type of naval conflict with any type of modernized equipment. So they seem to have won the naval war almost, I think. Yeah. Yeah, they reduced the coalition versus the Federation, right? Fudge. Stop that. Yeah. The coalition has had their navy reduced to almost nothingness. Although the Confederation seems to only be relying upon France and me, actually, for a navy, which is interesting. So the naval battle wasn't as one-sided as what I originally thought it might have been. Although these guys are also out here. So got navy sorted out. What are these guys' ground forces like? They have only a single light tank? And some weapons. What is this light tank like? What does it use? Some M54 trucks. A couple of advanced light tanks from other nations, but mostly interwar light tanks. Which is probably why we were able to kill so many, because I remember destroying a few of their units. So yeah. Trying to use some more M54 light trucks, but it... Okay. It looks like that they're not going to be doing so well with it. If I remember correctly, the M54 come faster and faster. We must not let our motorized troops fall behind. By using newer engine and novel 5-speed transmission, the modern cargo truck can keep up with a racing tank. Which is kind of funny if you think about it nowadays. You think tanks are kind of slow. But back then, tanks were pretty fast compared to other vehicles and engines and stuff. So yeah, they're just trying to oversaturate the lines. You can see that they're pushing, but it's not on many fronts that they're actually succeeding in the push. A lot of times it's just slowly grinding them down. And everybody's not pushing all at once, so that's also hurting them a bit. What's going on with your Air Force? You have advanced small airframes, but nothing to support the advanced small airframe, which is annoying. That's not what I wanted to look at. Not at all. Transcaucasia, Benelux, Baltic States. Baltic States. I don't think the Baltic States would actually form. I think Russia wouldn't hold on to these states, but oh, Kiev and Rus might be a thing. Nope, no, it's not going to be a thing. The Bulgarian Empire. If France agreed to give up their cores, that might work, kinda. We have a Grand Colombia that could form. If somebody decides to make it. I think I'm gonna have the Ecuadorian authority try to create that by forcing them to go to war with a bunch of different places. Mexico Empire, Greater Albania. What? I keep forgetting that that's an idea. Okay. Well, the Mexico Empire. Well, first we have to form Mexico, which they're not even trying to do right now. Zawaldo. Macedonian Empire. Ottoman Empire. Greater Israel. Greater what? Oh. The Mughal Empire is a thing. Yeah. Persian Empire. North Sea Empire. Would that be something that people would be willing to... No. That would include England. Inca Empire. Peru would probably try to form this. Not this version of Peru, though. This version of Peru is fairly... Greater Finland. I think the Tarku Imperium would be trying to form this, but the problem is that it would require Leningrad, which is a no-go. I'm just looking for nations to kind of force it out. Tehran. What? Well, there's no real nation in all of this mess that would kind of form that, but Alpine Russia I would like to kind of disappear. So yeah, here we have Indochina. I would like to create a little puppet of Indochina. Swedish Empire. Greater Tibet. Oh. Well, that would require Qinghai, so... Yeah, no. Greater Yugoslavia. Greater Yugoslavia. Okay. Abyssinia. I think they already formed Abyssinia, right? Yes, they did, actually. North America. Greater Egypt. Sudan. You can form that. I hope you know that. No, they don't. No, they can't. Okay. Hispaniola. This is a good one. It's quick, it's easy. Peru, Bolivia. Oh, they don't have that state. The Caribbean. I think that that's what's already formed. Australasia. Golden Circle. Maghreb, Creator Canada. Visegrad. Polish, Hungarian, La Plata. That's probably what Uruguay would like. Is a La Plata. Celtic Union, Alpine Federation, Greater Croatia, Serbia, Syria, United British Isles, Sahel. How far? Let's see. Well, that's what the Pan-Sahelians want. Anglosphere, Greater Austria, Levant, Greater Korea, Greater Japan, Khmer, United Guyana, United Guyana. Oh, they only have a single division though. They have no division. Alright, they don't have... They literally don't even have a division. Hold on. They literally just annexed that, let's just say that. Okay. Andes, North German Federation, West Rome, Byzantium. Where is it? You can't reform Sweden? Or did you already reform Sweden? You did not reform Sweden. What is Sweden? Is there no Sweden? I don't think there's an actual Sweden. I think it's only just the Greater Swedish Empire, which is unfortunate for them. Which means they would have to annex all the, like, the Tartu Imperium and stuff, but I don't think that's reasonable. Alright, well, if that's that case... Oh, it has an actual name. It's like, what's your name? It actually has Gia. For yeah. Once we form this though, it's probably gonna be a pretty... Yeah, this has gotta be a pretty nice nation for this region. There you go. You're only making support equipment. What type of market do you have? Like, who do you have access to? Most of the world. Okay. What does your division have? Oh. Suriname. Oh. That's interesting. A lot of good equipment. Democratic, though. Your biggest worry is Venezuela. What would Venezuela do? What would these guys do? Do you have an air force? Oh. Do you have the means for an air force? You have a bunch of flippin' aluminum. Now you should have full access to all of it, too. There we go. Yeah. They're not at war anymore, right? They're still at war? Do you have tanks? Do you have anything that would help you out? Probably not. Just have planes. These guys have tanks. That's probably why they're even still alive right now. Sudan has a lot of population. Yeah. Extensive conscription. A lot of fuel. 7 million fuel. No one else even has access to fuel like that. No one. Get rid of that. Four more of these. Still only really holding most of Imperial control under threat of these missiles, but you know, it's fine. And we no longer need to spy over here. We can actually tell all of these guys to hold. We got spy planes up here. Do kind of want to keep spying on that right there. Now we can come up here. Spy up here. Right. Hold. What else can you guys go for? This is the furthest reach. Let's see how far south you can go. Nope, you can't get Ogaden. Alright, we come up here. I don't think we need to worry about that over there. Let's just see about Ghana, Samarkand. Where are you at? There you are. Let's get like 5 more up here. There we go. Transcase. Pythia. Okay. Guess we don't need to worry about those. Rush. Altai. We know everything about these guys. Yeah. I'll go ahead and I'll stop it right here. If you like the video, please throw a like. If you like content like this, check out the channel and consider subscribing. Most importantly, let's see. The only cost. Let's see. Can I just switch them out freely? I can. Nice. Special forces. That'd be pretty cool to do, but I'm not gonna do that. But if you go like content like this, check out the channel, consider subscribing. But most importantly, have a wonderful day. So I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.